Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Okay, well, I'm not a comedian, right? But I wanted to look at the funny side of aging and give you some examples of things that might just happen as you get older. Funny things that happen, and whether you laugh or cry about them is your decision. But some of them are pretty funny, and I think that we can just together look at the bright side, look at the funny side of life. I used to really enjoy watching comedy shows. Did you guys have any favorites? I just find something about laughter that makes you feel younger and sort of more silly. But speaking of which, I'm going to see Bridget Jones' Diary in a couple of days, and that's supposed to be pretty funny, but in a sort of strange social way. But anyway, let's talk about funny things that happen to you when you get older. Okay, one thing that may happen. I don't think it's happened to me yet because I haven't actually paid attention to it, but you might lose some height. You might shrink an inch or two. Has this happened to anybody? Well, I actually am 5'8", I think, so I'm quite tall, and I don't think I've lost an inch in my height. But some people say that it happens, and that's, I guess the bright side of that is that you actually can just fit into petite clothes, or you can just pretend get closer down to your grandkids and be more their pint size. I'm sure that there's some benefits to it, but or I guess when you get on the airline, you've got more space in the airline chair, but. I'm just thinking, or any kind of setting where a length of your body matters. I don't know, but you may lose that an inch or two. It just may happen. The other thing, of course, is you may wake up in the middle of the night frequently. Now, it can either be your bladder that isn't quite working the way that it was before, or you just have, like me, very broken sleep. And okay, this is a problem for some people, and I know it's frustrating, especially if you do wake up 3 or 4 times and have difficulty getting back to sleep. But you can pursue, my favorite midnight activity, which is eating cookies. Cups of tea. I have no problem now at 3 o'clock in the morning getting out of bed, putting on my socks, going over to the stove, turning on the kettle, and trying not to turn too much light on because I can go back to bed with a cup of tea and a cookie and just pretty much nod back off in a 20 minutes. It's not always right away. And sometimes I get up and do things. I've mentioned this in previous videos. I get up and do, crafts or some coloring or, just finish putting something away that I didn't do or whatever, and just make it part of a cycle of kind of broken sleep, and it works. And I guess that's okay. I mean, you can also control the television. You can watch whatever you want on TV if you've got a partner with you, or you can do whatever your heart desires. Whenever I start doing these videos, I'm always assuming that people are like me, which is that I live alone in a small space. But I guess if you're in a bigger space and you're with a partner or several people who still live in your house, maybe you got a bit more options, I guess, as well as having to be careful not to wake people and moving around. Next thing is your pupils. Apparently, this is like a list that ChatGPT helped me with, that your pupils react slower to light. And I actually do notice this, that I get dizzy a little bit more than I did before when I go out into the sunshine or the bright. It takes me a couple of minutes to kind of get my lighting in my body adjusted. And I always thought it was just me getting older and whatever, but apparently your pupils do mature. And they react to light differently. So it's you actually like a slow fade effect on your like, maybe it's cataracts. I mean, I know that's a big problem. Well, it's an issue for many people. It's not a problem. It's easily taken care of. But anyway, it's everything. I guess the upside of that is that everything is kind of like a rose-colored world and a little bit hazy. And I guess sometimes that's kind of fun, but it can be unnerving. And I know with my own situation with feeling dizzy, I maybe attribute it to that. Seeing fine details gets harder. How many pairs of how many pairs of glasses have you got for just reading labels? And they do it, companies do it so badly, like especially makeup companies. You look, okay, for example, I've got my e.l.f. Powder here. I honestly cannot read. It's pale writing, for one thing. I can't read it. I simply cannot read it. I have to get my magnifying glass out. Even with these glasses, I can't read it. I must have 5 pairs of these in every location in the house. But anyway, I guess it's one reason you can, for one outcome of that is you can ignore the tiny print on things and just go for it and make your own decisions, thinking whatever, and you can't see the wrinkles as much on your skin, or you can't see the age spots on your hand. So, I mean, vision changing is not necessarily the worst thing of not being able to see fine details. Okay. The other thing is, excuse me for coughing, but I've got this silly cough still. You're not afraid to speak out and to offer your suggestions. You become a genius, basically. You're very wise. You know everything. And my grandkids are really funny, Max and Marvel anyway. Jack is not quite more patient with me, but Max and Marvel are like, I'll tell them something. I was trying to explain an eclipse or something, and I was like going around how it goes this and that. And my son Nathan goes, Mom, that's not exactly it. And so Max and Marvel said, hashtag Bubba Science. So now every time we're anywhere and I say something that's in the least bit, like confusing or maybe not quite provable, they go, oh, it's just hashtag Bubba Science. Hashtag Bubba Science. So there we go. I'm not the dispensary of wisdom anymore, but they do get a giggle out of me trying to make sense of the world. And I mean, today Max was telling me that they're building this Lego robot that can what can it do? It can sort out a Rubik's Cube. It can actually rearrange a Rubik's Cube because it has sensors for color and movement. And I know, honestly. And these children are like, they're the fonts of wisdom, I'll tell you. But anyway, as you get older, you're going to think that you're wise. You're going to think that you know everything. And just check stuff before you share. You're not the dispensary of wisdom, it says. Another thing is you do, however, on the positive side, know how to set boundaries. With one wave of your hand, it can be kind of like, I don't care about that. I don't want to do that. No, sorry. You can do what you want. You can set your boundaries with housework. You can set your boundaries with the cooking. I don't want to put something. I'll just go get whatever. I don't want to do this. And you get this sort of Jedi mind trick for guilt trips. Like you just don't remember them anymore. Like you just do stuff and it's like, whatever. I've been there, done that, and it's just fun. It's not like I did that and now I feel guilty about it. It's like you are no longer a guilt machine. You just feel whatever. You're going to do it as long as it's legal and it's all the rest of it. You're not going. No more guilt. It's just one of those things you get. Boundary setting is super easy as a little added bonus of getting older, but it can be challenging too. Another thing is you do become, one other funny thing that happens, you do become a life hack expert. Like, all the little things that you can do with rubber bands and, a single candle and what you can do with, a bowl of wool or I mean, like life hacks that can save lives. They can change everything. You know how to utilize, things do double duty. Like it can be this, but it also can be this. So you become a walking encyclopedia of life hacks. That's one of the great little benefits of getting older. Another, and this is maybe not such a funny one, but you do get to explore your passions, and those could be funky passions. They could be, you might want to do a yellow door, or you might want to. I would never do that, but you might want to. I don't know, make a bowl out of, elastic bands, or you might want to do your own pottery, master the guitar, become the latest Picasso. There's no boundaries. You can do whatever you want. Dancing, you can learn tango at 85. Who cares? It may take you 3 months to learn, it may take you 3 years to learn, but certain things, but you have the ability to just have stamina, to just try again and again, because in the past it's worked. And that's one of the funny things about aging is you just forget the memories of the failures most of the time, and you're willing to have another go. I tried that before. Well, whatever, it didn't work then, but I'll just change I'll just change the requirements a little bit for my superpower in doing this crazy thing, this hopping into a hobby that just might be perfect for you at this time in your life. But what other funny things can you think of that happen? That when you get older, things that you want to share with other people. Leave your comments in the section below. I really have enjoyed. I mean, this little list was put together by me and ChatGPT, and I don't think there's any. Oh, Well, yeah, just dancing in your pajamas was one. Emotional invincibility, that you can, like, basically handle any sales call that anybody does. They try to, to call you. You know, you have powers. You have magic powers. And there, some of them are funny and some of them are just wonderful. So tell me what you think. What magic powers have you established as you've gotten older? Let's hear. Okay, everyone. Take good care. Bye-bye for now.